the course of this workshop, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. You can shoot them out through the chat box that you see on your screen. I'll be more than happy to answer them immediately. If not, I'll get back to you with the solution at the end of the session through email. So far in this workshop series, we have seen how you can use Exchange Reporter Plus to report on mailbox size, storage, and status. We also saw how to audit Exchange mailbox logon, permissions, and properties. Today's workshop is fully about the monitoring functionality of Exchange Reporter Plus. Day after day, an Exchange environment undergoes constant modification. Keeping track of all these changes is a huge workload for system admins. And hey, wouldn't it be great to have a software that could track and monitor all your Exchange activities for you? Well, say hello to Exchange Reporter Plus. For with this product, you can get a complete picture of all Exchange activities for all servers. Yes, even up to server 2016. Monitoring across the three main components, that is your Exchange server, the database availability groups or DAG, and the Exchange database is also covered. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and wait for the reports to fall right into your lap. Let us now look at the agenda for today's workshop. We will be learning how to monitor Exchange services easily. We will be looking at storage monitoring in order to monitor the size of your mailbox databases, of your public folder databases, and the server and drive volume. We will be looking at email queue monitoring. We will be looking at how to monitor mail flow health. We will learn how to get detailed reports on client connectivity health, such as your active sync health, the OWA connectivity, IMAP connectivity, and so on. We will be looking at how to monitor your database availability groups, and we will finally be looking at how to monitor the backup of your Exchange databases. Over the course of this workshop, I will be using a lab setup. You can see it in the address bar here. It is called admp.cloudapp.net:8181. I will also be sending you the link over chat so that you can play around with the product along with me if you wish. The credentials to log in will also be shared with you over chat. It is just admin as both the username and the password in order to log into this product. I will give you a minute so that you can log into the product too. I hope you've all logged in. Since the session is all about monitoring today, all the reports that we need to perform today's tasks can be found under the Monitoring tab. Once you click on the Monitoring tab, you are presented with the dashboard. This dashboard provides an overview of the monitoring data in the form of graphs and tables. This gives you quick information about the status of services in your organization. The dashboard view can be found for the following. You can find it for organization, your database availability groups, servers, databases, email queue, and Exchange object-based dashboard. Let us first look at the dashboard for organization. Monitoring parameters such as the alert count for various objects such as your DAG alerts, your server alerts, database alerts, and so on can be found at the top of this dashboard. All you have to do is click on the view button to see what the alerts are regarding each of these objects. The health of your organization, such as the status of services, the client connectivity, mail flow, and disk usage, and the DAG status can be seen here. Other information such as the critical servers and the critical databases in your organization level, are also displayed in the form of graphs. At the bottom of the screen, you have the organization summary, which summarizes details about your objects, such as the object count, the alerts count, and the status, and the most recent alerts along with the severity of the alert and the message, the alert message, can be seen at the bottom of the screen. Relevant monitoring data about database availability groups can be found under the dashboard for DAG. In the case of servers, server-related monitoring data can be found under this dashboard. It shows you information regarding everything about your servers under this dashboard. You first can see the status of important services in your organization. Let's wait for it to load. Yeah, so you can see the name of the service and the state of the service, such as if it is running or if it is not running. So all you have to do is look at this dashboard to immediately know that an important service is not running, and you can quickly verify where exactly the problem happened and see how you can rectify it. You can then see the graphs for mail flow latency and POP latency. At the bottom of the screen, you have the overall server summary and the recent alerts as in all the dashboards. The server overview is further classified based on key exchange roles. The first thing you can see is the client access role, which is in order to get details about all your client access roles, such as your active sync connectivity, the OWA connectivity, and other connectivity statuses of components in your organization. Client access availability along with the uptime and the average latency in seconds can be seen in this dashboard. For other mailbox related roles, you can look at the mailbox role dashboard. And when you want information about the other roles, such as the hub transport role or the unified messaging server role, you can use the dashboard for other roles. The disk usage, as the name indicates, is about disk usage in your organization. The next dashboard is for databases. You can use this dashboard in order to get a quick look into the monitoring data of Exchange databases. It shows the dynamism of latency over each day in your organization. You can see the database health and every detail about it, that is the name of the database and other information about it at the top of the screen. There are graphs for MAPI connectivity and the Exchange search time. And at the bottom of the screen, you have the database summary and other recent alerts so that you can quickly get a quick picture about exactly what is going on with the databases in your organization. The email queue dashboard is for you to immediately obtain information about the status of email queues in your organization. So you have the email queue summary, which lists out the name of the queue and the health of the queue along with details about it. And alerts are also present at the top of the dashboard for your knowledge. Finally, we have the Exchange object-based dashboard, which shows monitoring overview specific to each component of the Exchange database, such as databases, servers, and DAGs. If you look at it for databases, you can see a lot of information specific to it, such as the Exchange server availability along with the uptime and downtime. You can see the Exchange search time and the last 10 polling results. In addition to this, you also have a host of reports regarding monitoring of every nook and cranny of your Exchange server. Without further ado, let's look at the first topic for today. We will look at how you can monitor Exchange services using this product. It is necessary to check that all services required by Exchange on a server have started. The status of these services should be monitored so that any unforeseen problems do not arise. All services based on the server roles that are installed are checked and a report with detailed information is generated by this product. So the report we're looking for can be found under the Server Monitoring Reports category of Exchange Reporter Plus. The report is called the Service Health Report. Using this report, you can get a quick picture about the status of the Exchange services that are running in your organization. You can see the server name, you can see the role that has been assigned to the server, you can see if the required services are running or if they're not running, and you can see the timestamp. This way, you can check this report first thing every morning to ensure that no problems have taken place. If problems did occur, you can fix them quickly before end users start to notice. Now, I know what you're thinking. So you will have to click on this report to view this information, which is not exactly something you want. You want this information to be immediately delivered to you. You want a real-time notification in case a particular service stops running for a particular server in your organization. As I discussed in the previous workshops, here too you can schedule an alert. So click on alerts at the bottom left corner. We will be creating a new alert profile for doing this. So click on new alert profile. Give the alert a name by using the name row. So what we will be entering here is, say, Exchange Services Alert. I'll copy paste this as the description too. You can select the severity of the alert. There are 3 ranges of severity available. They are critical, trouble, and attention. So let's select critical for now. Select the report for which you want an alert to be generated by clicking on the plus button here. The category that this report falls under is the Server Monitoring category. The name of the report is Server Service Health Reports. So click on Service Health and click on OK. You can now type in the message that the alert will be accompanied by when you get a real-time notification. So let's enter in a message in the server. Enter the name of the server. For that you will be using a macro. So if you select server, it enters the name of the server for which the alert is going to be triggered. So in the server, which has the role, enter in the server role. So select the server role macro for this. The services, you are going to trigger this alert for services which are not running. So let's select list of services not running. Space are not running. So when you get this alert, the message would go something along the lines of this. In the server, the name of the server is entered here, which has this role, any role, say the mailbox server role. The services are not running, and the list of services which are not running are attached in here. So let's close macros. You can select email notification in order to get an email each time the alert is triggered. So enter in your email ID here. I'm going to enter in my email ID. Enter in a subject for the alert. So let's just call it service alert. And under advanced settings, you can set the filter for how you want the alert to be triggered. You can select it depending on the server role, or if the required services are running, or based on the services that are not running, the services that are running, or the server name. Since we want to be notified when a service is not running, let's select list of services not running. And if you enter in a service name here, it will tell you that this service is not running. Or you could also do this based on is required services running. Since this is for the services that are not running, there are 2 options available. If you select true, the alert would be based on if the required service is running. but you want an alert when the service is not running, so select false. So if you click on create, this alert makes sure that each time the list of required services are not running, you get an alert regarding this. This way, you can quickly find out if all the critical services that are required are running smoothly. The next topic that we will be looking at is storage monitoring. I need to ask you a few questions here. How do you usually check storage size on the Exchange server? How do you ensure that your usage trends are in line with the default storage capacity? Please don't tell me your answer to that question was PowerShell, because we have an easier option for you here. What you should do is look at the storage monitoring reports of Exchange Reporter Plus. Using this, you can quickly view the results of monitoring storage components. The category is called Storage Monitoring Reports, and using these reports, you can monitor the size of your mailboxes, the size of your mailbox databases, and your public folder databases, the server volume, and the drive volume. Let us first look at the Mailbox Size report. There are some times when you would wish to keep track of the sizes of all the mailboxes in your organization. To do so easily, all you have to do is click on this report, and it lists out the names of all the mailboxes, the sizes of the mailboxes, and the timestamp. If your mailbox databases are growing abnormally and you want to monitor the size of your mailbox databases, you can look at the Mailbox Database Size report. This report lists out the name of your mailbox databases, the size of these databases, and the timestamp. The same kind of information can also be obtained for your public folder databases using the Public Folder Database Size report, which once again shows you the same details about your sizes, such as the name of the database, the size of the database, and the timestamp. For when your servers are under an abnormal amount of load and you want to check out the server volume, all you have to do is click on the server volume report of the storage monitoring reports category, and it lists out the name of the server, the total volume of the server, the amount of free space that is available in the server, and the timestamp. Drive volume, as the name indicates, is about the drive volume in your Exchange organization. This report lists out information such as the name of your servers, the drive letter, the total volume present, and the free space that is available in the drives of your organization. With all the reports of Exchange Reporter Plus, there are 4 options that you could perform. 1. You could add it as your favorite report. So all you have to do is click on save. All you have to do is select a category and the report is quickly bookmarked, so that when you look at this My Reports drop-down option, you can see that this report has been bookmarked. You do not have to go and search for these reports. You can just go through your bookmarks and quickly select your favorite report to look at it. Another thing you could do is export the report to any of these 4 formats. You can export it as CSV, as PDF, XLS, or HTML. You could also print out the report for you to view it later on. Or you could schedule this report to be generated at a particular time of the day every day. So there are 3 options. You could select it for daily, you could select it to be generated weekly or monthly. Let's select daily for now. It is generated for yesterday, and there's a default storage path available here for where the report will be saved. I'm going to leave it as it is. There are 4 formats from which you can choose one particular format for the report to be stored as. Let's leave it at PDF. You could also schedule this report to be emailed to you at particular times. All you have to do is enter in your email ID in here, and you would get this report attached as a zip file to your email. You could also publish the report and email the link alone to yourself. So scheduling the reports is also a very easy thing to do. We just saw how storage monitoring works with these 5 reports of Exchange Reporter Plus. With these reports by your side, you can easily ensure space management. The health of your Exchange server can also be ensured without all the stress that usually accompanies it. We are now going to look at email queue monitoring. Depending on the size of your organization, delivering say tens or maybe even hundreds of emails in a minute should be no big deal for your Exchange server. But what if you are running a bulk email campaign? What if you are sending around 50,000 messages to different mailboxes at the same time? You are left staring at your PC and praying that whatever is happening happens fast and none of your messages are stuck in email queues. You know, of course, that there are 3 email queues: submission, poison, and the unreachable queues. When you are running an email campaign, a large number of your messages may end up in each of these queues. To show you how smooth your mail flow is, Exchange Reporter Plus monitors email queues and reports on the number of queued, unreachable, and poisonous emails. The report we're looking for can be found under the Email Monitoring Reports category. It is called the Email Queue Health Report. Using this report, you will get a very nice picture of exactly how the health of email queues in your organization is. You can see the name of the email queue, the message count, that is the count of messages in each of these email queues, the status, the delivery type, the next hop domain, and the timestamp. Using this information, by looking at this report, if you see that there are a large number of messages in a queue, you will know that your users are sending the messages, but it is taking a long time to reach the recipients. This way, you can use this report to monitor your queues and ensure that no problems exist that prevent message delivery. You can easily analyze email statistics, particularly when messages are sent into these email queues by an SMTP mail server. You get quick insight into the health of your email queue, and I know I don't have to tell you how easy this will make your life. Now that we've learned how to monitor email queues using this product, let's look at how you can use it to monitor mail flow health. Watching over your mail flow like a hawk is extremely important. You need to know that your mail flow is smooth and that no email delays are happening. You need to figure out delays before they begin affecting your end users and before they start calling your help desk. And for that, you need to monitor your mail flow. In order to verify that each mailbox server can successfully send itself an email, use the Mailflow Health Report of Exchange Reporter Plus. You can find this report under the Server Monitoring Reports category. It is called the Mailflow Health Report. So let's click on it. Yeah, so you can see the name of the server, the mail flow result, as in if it was a success or a failure, the message latency, and the timestamp. It is as simple as that. All you have to do is click on this report and view this information. Now that you've seen this report, think of this. Would you rather type in the commandlet test mail flow and wait for the information to be generated, or do you just want to click the report and get the required information very easily? I get your answer. With just a mouse click, you can confirm that email can move smoothly between all your servers. It is as simple as that. We will now be looking at how you can monitor connectivity between the Exchange server and other components or protocols within the Exchange environment. We know that the client access server is a very important component of your Exchange servers. This role is vital for connectivity to mailbox servers. We can monitor connectivity easily using the reports provided under the Server Monitoring Reports category. So there are a number of reports with which you can test client connectivity health. Let us first look at the Active Sync Connectivity Report. Using this report, you can view the connection status of all active sync devices in your organization. It gives you a comprehensive list of information about the name of your server, the performance counter name, the scenario, the result of checking connection, and if an error occurred when a user tried to contact their mailboxes from their mobiles, you can see the error displayed here. So if the result is success, you're not going to see an error, and if it failed, you will be seeing an error here. And with this, you can quickly find out where exactly a problem arose in your organization, and you can figure out how you can rectify this error and make sure that your users have a good experience contacting their mailboxes from their mobiles. For checking the OWA connection status to all the virtual directories on any client access server, you can use the OWA connectivity report. Using this report, you can see the name of the servers, the performance counter name, the URL type, whether it's internal or external, the result of checking connection. If this failed, you would also get an error here, the latency in seconds, and the timestamp. For the two protocols, IMAP and POP, you can check the performance, the IMAP 4 performance or the POP 3 performance easily for any client access server using the two reports we have here, using IMAP connectivity and POP connectivity. I'm just going to show you the report for IMAP connectivity, since these two reports have the same kind of information, except that one is for the IMAP protocol and the other is for your POP3 connection. Both these reports list out the name of the server, the name of the performance counter, the result of checking connection, the error, latency in seconds, and the timestamp. So if you look at the first row, you can see that for the server ADMP-EX1, which has the performance counter name of IMAP connectivity latency, you can see that the error is that a particular service is not running. And once you look at the error, you will know how to troubleshoot this, and this is how this report helps you out without much work at your end. In order to test web service connectivity, you can use the web service connectivity report. It gives you information about your client's connection to Exchange Web Services virtual directories. It shows you the name of the server, the performance counter name, result, and obviously if it failed, the error for why it failed, the latency in seconds, and the timestamp. For ECP connectivity, you can use the ECP connectivity report, which shows you your Exchange Control Panel connection status for all virtual directories on a client access server. You can see the name of the server, the performance counter name, the error, and latency in seconds. So this is how you check the health of client connectivity of components and protocols in your Exchange environment. It is as simple as selecting a report under this category and looking at the information. All you have to do is look at it and decide how exactly you are going to go about with the troubleshooting process. The next thing that we are going to look at today is DAG monitoring. DAG, or your database availability groups, are sets of components that play a very important role in database recovery. In case of database failure, the efficiency of a server's recovery mechanism is largely dependent on its DAG operations. Because of this, it is highly necessary to monitor database availability groups. We have a separate category for this called the DAG Monitoring Reports. There are two reports available under this category. They are the Replication Health Report and the Database Copy Status Report. Let us first look at the replication health report of the DAG Monitoring Reports category. This report determines the status of every aspect of replication and returns the health of it in this report. So you can see the name of the server, the check name or the commandlet test that was performed, the result of the commandlet test, the error and the time. So if you look at this one, you can see that the commandlet test performed was the task RPC listener, which verifies that the RPC server, your remote procedure call server, is running and is reachable on a specified DAG member. So you can see that this test passed. In case it failed, the error would be present here. For the previous check name, you can see that the error was that the DAG is up, the DAG is actually not up. So you can go back and rectify the problem that happened. The next report is the database copy status report. With this report, you can see the copy status of each database in various locations within the Exchange environment. So there's no data available, you can go back and select the last 30 days. There are several different periods available which you can select for the data to be generated. Like there's the data for yesterday, for the last 7 days, or the last month, the last 30 days, or a custom period which you can set, and the details for this will be generated easily. For the database copy status report, you can see the name of the database, the name of the database copy, the status, and the copy queue and replay queue length, timestamp, and other comprehensive information about the database copy status in your organization. With these reports, you can now analyze the DAG operations in your organization vigilantly to ensure a better recovery mechanism for the server. The last topic for today is backup monitoring. Administrators know the pain of monitoring all the types of backups that have happened to databases over a period of time. You may just want to keep an eye on the different database backups, or you'd like to know the number of days since the last backup was performed, regardless of what the type of backup was. That is, if it was a full backup, a copy backup, an incremental backup, or a differential backup. Whatever be your reason, you could use the database backup monitoring report of Exchange Reporter Plus. This report can be found under the database monitoring reports category. The name of the report is database backup. So let's select that. Using this report, you can see the name of the database. You can see if backup is still in progress. You can see the date at which the last full backup happened, or the last incremental backup, the copy backup, or the differential backup. You can see the number of days since each of these backups were performed and the timestamp. And as always, you could perform any of these 4 operations to better use these reports for your troubleshooting purposes or for your documentation or legal requirements. This way, you get a detailed list of information regarding all backups of your Exchange database, regardless of your backup application. That's it for today's workshop. Let's have a quick recap about what we saw in today's session. We saw how you can monitor Exchange services and see if the required services are running or not running. We also saw how you can trigger an alert each time a required service for a particular server role in your organization is not running. We saw how you can monitor storage components in your Exchange database. That is how to see the size of your mailbox databases, the size of your public folder databases, the server volume, and the drive volume. We saw how you can monitor email queues in your organization. We also saw how you can monitor the mail flow health in order to ensure the success and smoothness of mail flow. We saw how you can monitor client connectivity health, such as the active sync connectivity, OWA connectivity, for the protocols such as POP and IMAP, and so on. We saw how you can monitor database availability groups in your organization and see the replication health and the database copy status for the DAGs in your organization. Finally, we saw how you can view all the backup specific information regarding the databases in your Exchange environment. The next workshop will be held on Wednesday, the 19th of October. It will be all about Exchange reporting on OWA and ActiveSync, and also reporting on email traffic, such as identifying the top email users, determining the number of delivered and undelivered emails, and about the response time of mailbox users. It's a fresh load of exciting topics to look forward to, so don't forget to tune in next Wednesday. We will soon be sending you a feedback form. Your thoughts and opinions matter a lot to us, so please do fill in the form for us. Any suggestions on how we can improve this experience for you are more than welcome. Thank you so much for attending today's workshop. See you guys again next week.